It had become one of the largest police investigations of its kind in the country. 5 former prison officers at a youth detention centre in County Durham had been convicted of the physical abuse of young inmates in the 1970s and 80s. Behind the doors of Medomsley was a brutal regime which ran on violence every day, morning, afternoon and night. Former inmates came forward in their hundreds, telling of the abuse that they had suffered from the moment they arrived, before the centre closed its doors for good in 1988. Medomsley was part of the justice system. Built in the 1960s, it could hold around 70 young offenders from the age of 17 to 21. At the time, it was lauded as a success story. With a short, sharp shock, it would deter them from a life of crime and time in prison. A former inmate compared it to a concentration camp. Another said it was hell on earth. Christopher Onslow, John McGee, Brian Johnson Greenwell, Kevin Blakely and Alan Bramley have now all been found guilty of a range of offences, from misconduct in public office to grievous bodily harm and wounding. The court heard how an inmate was almost knocked out for shaving too slowly. Another had been punched in the face unexpectedly during a dormitory inspection, bursting his nose and causing him to soil himself in fear. In one particular incident in 1975, an inmate had become stuck on an obstacle course. Along with an unknown officer, Onslow had thrown rocks at him, knocking him off balance and causing him to fall to the ground. He had 3 crushed vertebrae. The officers are now old men, all in their 60s and 70s. They've been appearing at a series of hearings at Teesside Crown Court. Meanwhile, 2 former officers have been cleared of all charges. The other 5 men will be brought back for sentencing, and the investigation continues.